Manning was so good that Marcus Nash was drafted in the first round at Denver as a wide receiver. I've never even heard of that guy. Like he was carried into the NFL because Peyton Manning was so good. But as surefire of a prospect Peyton Manning was, it was a big debate at the time with Ryan Leaf. There was a good chance Leaf went number one overall. And what I find interesting about it is Leaf came in out of shape. He was like doing interviews in the hot tub, and you could just see him not exactly in game shape. And then Peyton Manning was hard to find because he was in the film room studying. So it's kind of obvious to figure out in hindsight, and we could project this forward.
Oh yeah, I still have somewhere a copy of ESPN the magazine from 1998, the draft preview issue, in which some columnist or another goes into detail about why he would draft Ryan Leaf ahead of Peyton Manning.
Yeah. And it wasn't ironic.
No, he was being dead serious.
And I also think it was before PTI, or if it was early, we didn't have these talking head shows where they just artificially created a counterpoint just to have an argument for a half hour. This was legitimately, I believe Ryan Leaf is the guy.
Yeah. Which this actually boils down to one of the many cut about 50 many's later, many bad decisions that Ryan Leaf made. And according to a 2014 CBS Sports article, Ryan Leaf actually sabotaged his meetings with the Colts to not go there because he didn't want to play for Indianapolis. Or else the Colts might very well have drafted Ryan Leaf.
Well, success. He ended up not playing for anybody much at all. So good job by Ryan Leaf.
Yeah,
He did a good
that's
job
right.
sabotaging.
Ryan Leaf wanted no part of Indianapolis. So the Chargers, who had traded up to number two long before the decision was made, ended up taking Ryan Leaf second overall, and he became one of the biggest draft busts in history. Like, in order to understand this analysis, you must understand that Ryan Leaf is worse than an NFL backup. He was one of those guys that had, personally, he was a jerk that rubbed everybody, including his teammates, the wrong way. He was cocky as heck. He thought he was God's gift to football. He stunk at football, did not understand the NFL game, and had absolutely no interest in getting any better.
I have some fun stats to back this up.
Let's hear him.
As a rookie, he threw for 2 touchdowns and 15 interceptions while starting 9 games. Somehow they won 3 of them, which is kind of surprising. His
I'll
sophomore
explain
year,
how in a moment.
okay, in his sophomore year, he was 1-8 as a starter, where he threw a whopping 11 touchdowns and 18 interceptions. And he was so great that I'd completely forgotten that his third year he was in Dallas, where he started 3 games and won 0 of them, throwing a single touchdown in those 3 games. And for a guy who had number 2 overall pedigree, he never played in the NFL again. You have guys like Blaine Gabbert who are still, and Sam Darnold who are still in the NFL in the running right now. It's unheard of for someone with that high pedigree to not have another chance in year 4.
This is Joe Smith from the Midwest Football Podcast. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It all helps us grow our show. Look for our full show, too, anywhere you find podcasts. Links below.